Australia is a huge landmass. It's the best part of a 6-day drive from east to west. And on first glance, it might be difficult to fathom how a mountain bike race in the extreme southwest could draw 1,300 riders. But like many places in the world, the farthest flung reaches are often those worth making the effort to visit. This is the 2019 Cape to Cape, one of Australia's most iconic bike races. Over 4 days, the assembled riders will bike over 240 kilometres, taking in some of the best scenery, forest road and single track Australia has to offer. Some are here to take the title, some are here to tick it off, but everyone is here because it's the Cape to Cape, the longest running and biggest multi-stage mountain bike race in Australia. Cape Leeuwin Lighthouse is an icon. Sitting on the point where the Indian and Southern Oceans meet, it can be a brutal and forbidding place. But for the start of Cape to Cape 2019, it looks incredible. 1,300 riders will soon fill the grounds of the lighthouse, each of them looking to get off to a good start. For Wayne Rawton, that means getting there nice and early.
1 3/4 hours or 2 hours, yeah. I came for an early coffee, and last time I came was probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I ended up right at the back of the lighthouse and had to pass a few hundred people, so I thought I'd get here early this time. Yeah, so long as the weather's good, then it should be fun. I mean, there's some great tracks around Margaret River, and there's a few of us down here and sort of, motivating each other and egging each other on, and comparing notes at the end of the day. So that should be a big attraction, I think.
The Cape to Cape draws riders from all over Australia and all over the world. It truly is an event that mountain bikers from all walks of life aspire to complete.
We're very excited. We're here to celebrate Mary's 60th birthday, and this is her goal. Ride the Cape to Cape.
I've never done this before. I've only just taken up mountain biking and I've got a cold. So it's like, oh, well, it'll be fun, they said. So, there's two aspects. If you're here to race and win, it's a hard course. There's a variable terrain. But if you're here like me to race and have fun, I think, well, it looks like a fun course, a lot of different kinds of terrain. If you cross the line every day, knowing that you've put 100% out there, then that's a good day.
Cape to Cape always brings, a really high quality field. It seems like a lot of the girls that are, higher up the field are racing mixed this year. My goal is just to get to the end and have a bit of fun.
We're just saying the best thing about the Cape to Cape is we can go out there today and you can surely race for a podium, and that's what you're here to do. But on the same token, you could have 4 flats in one stage and still have a great day. The scenery down here is amazing. The people is fantastic. Just getting from the cars to here, the amount of people you have a conversation with and talk to, and everyone enjoys it. It's just great.
I've been across the other side of the world doing things, but here it's just awesome. I mean, look at it. It's just way down south there, and I don't know how many people are here. There's 1,500 riders, I think, and then another 2,000 odd more people. So, what's there not to like about it?
Stage 1 of the Cape to Cape is a 39-kilometre loop of the spectacular Leeuwin Naturalist National Park. Beginning and ending at the lighthouse, the stage is designed to test the riders and seed them into groups for the rest of the week. Winding its way through the hills east of Augusta, it's the hilliest stage of the week with 856 metres of climbing. Elite teams are first off the line. Consistent with sister events Reef to Reef and Port to Port, the Cape to Cape now has a 2-person pairs category. This follows the format of the ABSA Cape Epic, and for many in the field, this will complete their Triple Crown. Riders who complete all 3 Australian Epic Series 4-day MTB stage races become Triple Crown legends. The Triple Crown can be achieved by anyone. It doesn't have to be pairs, and it doesn't have to be in 1 year. For some of the solo riders and recreational pairs in Wave 2, the goal is to do 1 event a year, starting with the 2019 Cape to Cape.
Day 1 is a very difficult day on a bike. There's no way you can get away from that. And the fact that it's day 1 and you've got a couple more days afterwards, you've always got to tone the enthusiasm. Having done this a few times, you kind of know what's coming. So you might want to have done a little bit of run training beforehand. So you just got to pace yourself.
Stage one of any multi-day event is always a challenge. It's about balancing the excitement of finally being underway on an event you've trained so hard for with the reality that this is just the start of a long week.
We're taking it easy all week, mate. Don't worry about it.
This is not a race. This is a ride. This is for sure.
Winning, eh?
Oh, absolutely.
First event for both of us, you know. So we're just poking our toe in the water, sort of thing. But yeah, right at 80% today. See how we feel tomorrow.
For the able-bodied, tackling hundreds of kilometres of hills, single trail and gravel roads on a mountain bike is no small undertaking, but being able-bodied is not a requirement. Surprisingly, there is a hand cycle category in the Cape to Cape.
I'll follow you for a minute.
No, that's good. Oh, that's excellent. Great fun. That was a hard hill though. Couldn't do it alone. Way too steep. But downhills are fantastic and single trails are awesome. And this is just great out here. We love it.
Yeah, first time. My support crew's way back, so tell them to hurry up. But good fun, loving it.
Well done, man.
Cheers, mate. You're a legend.
How are you, mate? Good, man. How are you going? Good, thank you.
At the pointy end of the race, the open men's teams are pushing a furious pace. The giant pair of Brendan Johnson and John Odoms leading out a train of 4 rival teams, including the Nankervis brothers, Trek Shimano in red, and the double trouble team of Reese Tucknott and Brent Reese. Tight margins have often decided Cape to Cape in the past. This year, however, the giant team start stage one as the virtual leaders, having taken out a hotly contested time trial prologue the day before at the Lewin Estate Winery.
Well, it was really exciting and a different format for Western Australia. Certainly, you know, I've done that at the port to port and reef to reef. But yesterday was so exciting, and like it started out with having the girls race, and that was won by the specialised duo, predominantly roadies as well, which was really exciting. And then MV Otto and Carl, they won the actual mixed pairs, and they were just beside themselves. They were so excited. And then it went into the guys. Now, the guys, which was really interesting, 13 teams racing for 10 time bonuses. So there was 3 teams racing for nothing. And the first team that went out, the Bananas in Pyjamas, they literally only registered right there and then to race. And they held that lead right the way through until the Vanderploe boys went out, and then they smashed it by 30 seconds.
That was hard. Oh, that was hard.
And then when we got to the top 3 teams, they kept breaking the time. So 3 went out, they won it. 2 went out, they pipped them by 2 seconds, and then Trekkie and Odoms went out, and they broke it by another 2 or 3 seconds. And it was just so exciting, and the crowd behind us were just going off. Every time you announced the time, just got faster and faster. And it was so fitting for Trekkie, particularly on his special 10th anniversary bike, you know, 10 years since he was diagnosed with cancer. It's just so cool to see that guy, 4-time national cross-country marathon champion, and here with a specially painted bike that's just amazing.
Brendan Johnson and Johnny Odoms have just smashed it at 7 minutes and 47 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. A massive round of applause. We've had to wait till the end, and we've had it knocked off every single round that the new runners have been in. But these boys have taken the glory and the gold and the prize money, and they'll wear those leaders' jerseys.
With a 30-second advantage going into stage one, the pressure is very much on the rival pairs to carve some time back on the giant Shimano boys. But as the finish line approaches, it is looking like a sprint between giant and double trouble R&R. Brendan Johnson crosses the line, but the duo of Reese and Reese have shut out Odoms, meaning that they are first over the line, taking the stage victory by the narrowest of margins. 20 seconds back, the Trek Shimano team of Callum Carson and Cameron Ivory crossing third.
What an awesome ride for these guys. What's happened to the Nankervis boys? That's the big question.
The elite teams smash through the stage in 1.5 hours, while for the rest of the field, the race is as much against the terrain as it is against each other.
Oh, it's been great. Exhausting. Looking forward to the next couple of days. I always find this first stage the hardest. It's just hard work, and you know, it's important, I suppose, to try to get a good time so you don't get held up in the following days. I've learnt to pace myself a little bit as well, not flog myself on day one, and then you know, save a bit in reserve. You learn these things when you're a grandmaster.
Oh, it's awesome. Loving it.
Yeah.
Looking forward to my beer at the end.
This is great. I love all these big steep hills. Going up big steep hills is my favourite thing to do.
This is the riders' first taste of what the Southwest has to offer. Challenge, stunning forest, tight and fast single trail, and amazing scenery. It's the classic opener for the Cape to Cape, and it's a much-loved stage.
Well done, guys. Give them a round of applause.
The end of stage one means the first leaders' jerseys can be handed out. And for both the teams targeting a triple crown, it's been a good start to the week.
Today we had a really good day. My he's really strong at the moment. He just had his tonsils out, so he can actually breathe, which apparently makes him really fast. It's making me feel like the squeaky wheel. So no, it was really cool out there and much better conditions than last year. So, you know, I was already winning before the race started.
The young pairing of Lucy Beschel and Ella Blore take the line honours in the opening women's event, adding to their time trial win the day before.
Yeah, it's good to get that one done. Now we can sort of, I think, the next stage is some more single track, we can have some more flow, we can enjoy it a bit more. This teammate's in amazing form, so my job is just to try and stick with her, give her all the opportunities she can to show how strong she is. And it's hard. I'm going to pat myself on the back and give myself man of the match today, because that is one hard wheel to stick on.
Fantastic effort, guys.
With the formalities complete, the attention quickly shifts to the rest of the week and the 3 remaining stages, all of which offer something different. Stage 2 will be the Queen stage, the longest of the week. Stage 3 has a bit of everything, and Stage 4 is a showcase of the best single track that Margaret River has to offer. By the end of the week, the riders will experience the very best of the region, and it's one of the main reasons the race has grown and grown.
Yeah, I think with Cape to Cape, in line with all of our Epic Series events, it's that structure of racing in the morning and then giving yourself time in the afternoon to explore the region and chill out. We try and make sort of the level of difficulty really achievable so we don't completely cook people. Yeah, I've had quite a few people say to me over the last couple of days that they knew that the breweries were awesome and the vineyards were awesome and it was a beautiful part of the world, but quite surprised about the trails and how many awesome trails there are in this region to choose from.
At 72 kilometres, the Borenup Forest Stage is the longest of the week. From Lewin Estate Winery, just outside Margaret River, the course takes the riders south through the stunning forest of Lewin Naturalist National Park, out to Cape Fracient for some of the most incredible scenery of the week before returning to Lewin Estate for a picture-perfect finish and some fine refreshments.
Team up in a mountain bike race, and there's certainly a formidable team racing on the road together quite well. That's Lucy Beschel and Ella Blore. So we really welcome them to this event as well.
Feeling all right. I think I'm running on a bit of adrenaline. It's my first Cape to Cape, so I'll probably be a bit sore later on, I think. Once I get over this day, it's over the hill.
I was kind of saying this on the drive out this morning. It's a long stage. I don't think it's the hardest stage because it's not that hilly. But personally, I've probably found it pretty hard anyway in the past. But I expect the front of the race is going to be super fast today.
Welcome to stage 2 of Cape to Cape here at Lewin Estate. The event to do.
Stage 2 starts with the fast and flat gravel roads, taking the riders towards the Borenup Forest and the start of the single-track sections. Without the sharp climbs of Stage 1, the racing is close and very fast. Once into the forest, there is little to no room for error.
Well, obviously we get out of Lewin Estate here, and then we move into some forests, and it's still really flat. And we start these slight rises, and the single track's like a green tunnel that you're in, really fast. Like you're going 35, 40k an hour through there, just trying not to make a mistake, because a small mistake is pretty costly at that speed. People are popping left, right, and centre with maybe a stick flying up, or again making a small mistake. And that eventually takes you out. It's a little bit more open and a bit of a draggy sand section before the fast descent down to the beach, and there's limestone rocks everywhere, ready to catch a pedal, crack a rim, or do whatever.
The Cape to Cape is widely regarded as the most prestigious title in Australian endurance mountain bike racing. It has come a long way since its inception 12 years ago, and in 2019, the race has undergone one of its most significant evolutions with the creation of the Epic Series and the shift to two-person pairs racing.
Introducing the Triple Crown concept has kind of given the races a sort of connection. We've come a long way in the year in terms of changes with, the introduction to pairs racing, with a new brand, with sort of changes to course that are some of the biggest changes we've done yet. So seeing that all roll out with that sort of overarching Triple Crown status is awesome.
For both the giant Shimano team of Johnson and Odoms and for the SRAM MTOS team of Holly and Michael Harris, securing a victory in this event will make them winners of the first ever Triple Crown of titles.
It was a natural progression for us. I mean, after we did reef to reef together last year, which is the first pairs race of the Triple Crown. So we did that one, we won that, we got a good feeling riding together. So it was natural that we'd go and do port to port.
Port to port earlier in the year was a tough one to get the victory. We had a pretty rough start the first stage, and then kind of went onwards and upwards from there and managed to win that one.
So I mean, Brendan's obviously had a lot of experience with these sort of races as a solo, and I've done Cape to Cape 3 times before. I've done port to port twice. So although I'm older, I don't have the experience that he has on these sorts of races.
Yeah, I've won the last 2 years as a solo. A few stage wins over the years, and then obviously coming back as a pair this year to try and get the win again.
Michael and I raced port to port and reef to reef together, but we've only really just started since the Epic Series brought in the pairs sort of category, and we're really loving it. It brings a whole different aspect to racing, and it's actually really reignited my love for racing because you have a person there that to share the experiences with, and it changes racing completely. The dynamic is 100% different, so it's really cool.
I think it's added a little bit of pressure for this one though, trying to get the hat trick has made me more nervous anyway.
We've been really lucky, and we've managed to win both of our races, even though we've had really tough competition with Em and Carl. They've been to all of them as well, and but this Cape to Cape has even more people with Renata and her partner and Peter Mullins, so it's unreal. I'm really excited. It's going to be a really competitive bunch of people.
Margaret River is a spectacular part of the world, and Stage 2 takes in the best of it. The leg out to Cape Fracien is known as the Highway to Hell. On a day like this, there couldn't be a less appropriate name. It's a flat, sandy drag out to the point, but out there the scenery does not get any better. It's a landmark in every sense.
Oh, it's awesome, mate. I love this stage. Tough sandy sections, but what a view. What a view, eh?
Yeah, no, heaps better. Yeah,
cramping up bad at the end of yesterday, feeling really good today. Just enjoying that pouring up for us. It's just absolutely awesome.
Yeah! Do it.
Good one, boys.
Hey.
For the majority of the stage, there is a sizable bunch at the front of the race, led once again by Double Trouble R&R and Giant Shimano in the yellow jersey. With a few kilometres to go though, Giant Shimano and Team Double Trouble R&R break away on the flat gravel roads, and as the vineyard of Lewin Estate Winery gets closer, the finish is shaping up for another repeat of Stage 1. With the chasing group just a few seconds behind, it's another sprint finish in the open men's category. Brendan Johnson crosses the line with Reece Tucknock right behind him, but it's John Odoms in third to secure a stage victory for the Giant Shimano pair. The time trial prologue, once again, is the only thing to separate the top two teams.
I probably thought the Nankervis brothers would be right on our wheel, and Callum and Cam from track. I thought that those two teams would be super competitive, and obviously Brent and Reece as well. We went into the TT thinking we lost by like point something of a second at Port de Port because we didn't pre-ride the course. So we had a bit of amends to make on that one. You only need to win by 1 second, so I've got a whole 30.
Well, it was a little bit disappointing. We were just off the podium in the overall after some of the other teams had some mishaps. We learned a lot there and learned how each other ride, and this course probably suits Brent a bit better, but it also induces a little bit more group racing as well. So you can play that sort of only spend your energy where you need to spend your energy game and make the most of it rather than going on to the attack.
I can technically ride a little bit better. That's probably my strength compared to just long fire road climbs. So now Reece has just really been helping me mentally just to get over the climbs, and our knowledge of the course with Reece being a local is really helping us, I think.
In the mixed pairs category, Jared Moroney and Peter Mullins look to have bounced back from a problem-filled Stage 1 as they lead the way into Lewin Estate. Crossing the line in 2 hours 43 and 46 seconds, they take their first win of the week.
Yeah, I think it was surprising. I think even the first stage in the prologue when we lost by 1 second, I was surprised. I wasn't surprised to lose 7 minutes yesterday to Mick and Holly. So today we were just excited to be with them and be part of the bike race, and it was a really exciting mixed teams race today.
The Open Women's Teams race also delivers a nail-biting finish with Tour Leaders' Specialised duo pushed right to the line by Fox and Raccoon. Experience takes it in the end as Bryony Maddox and Anna Beck cross ahead of Ella Blore and Lucy Beschel. It's been a hard day on the trail for the Fox and Raccoon duo.
I think wins like that are just special because we had to work so hard for it. Like Anna just had mechanical after mechanical, and it was just unlucky stuff. Like she picked up 4 sticks along the way and had to stop 4 times and get it out of her drive chain and put a chain back on, and so we kept gapping them, only to see them like comfortably pedal past as we were trying to fix the mechanical. So to kind of get them in the end after have to chase back on so many times, it just it's really fulfilling to win that way.
The length of the stage itself is the challenge on day 2, and for the hand cyclists, the lack of any hills does not make the stage any less testing.
Tipping over, rolling the back wheel over a log or a rock or something. Like these can tip you over really easy. I rolled it yesterday, complete over. Flying down the hill at 30 k's, clip something at the back, and completely over. That's all right. Still part of the challenge. Oh, here we go.
Front wheel in the middle, Richard.
Yeah.
From the coast to the native bush and the limestone scenery, the experience of riding the Cape to Cape is taken to another level by the environment itself. Even after 72 kilometres of riding themselves into the ground, the riders are all smiles on the finish line at Lewin Estate Winery.
was awesome. Really great. I'm looking forward to a beer and a wine though.
Yeah, just more than one.
Lucky we're in a winery.
I'm so hungry. I had the best pie I'd ever had after yesterday's stage, and today I think it's going to be the best burger I've ever had.
There is something special about an event that keeps drawing people back year after year. Even age doesn't dim the enthusiasm for some, like Bruno Wicki, who at 73 years of age has raced every Cape to Cape since its inception.
Yeah, I was 61 when my first Cape to Cape was 61. Now we've done the 12th, we've done everyone. So my first Cape to Cape is definitely my favorite. Yeah, that was actually from the lighthouse in Cape Leon, around the lighthouse, and it came naturally, right around. Every year is something new, something different new tracks again, new single tracks. When you ride with the guys, you know, you don't get maximum out of yourself. You just cruise sometimes, and the racing is really, really exciting. You know, I'm not that serious, but still, you try to beat somebody, or if you see one guy in the front, you try to get him. You know, but still, it's just the camaraderie, the people. You always see the same people again, or new people, make new friends. It's grown from 80 people in the beginning, and 80 people to 1,600, you know, it's amazing, you know, such a huge, you know. And I like the tracks, the ocean, you have everything, you know, it's just, the people just everywhere in the track say hi, you know, just see people everywhere, and they all encourage you, you know, and well done, and it's just like a big family, you know.
So we will go in 30 seconds time, ladies and gentlemen, 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. First wave is underway. Have a great day, guys.
Stage 3 is the midpoint of Cape to Cape. 2 stages down and 2 to go. In any multi-day event, this can be the hardest one. Fatigue is kicking in, but on the other end of the stage is the knowledge that there's only one more day to go. At 56 kilometres, stage 3 is the second longest of the week. From the wonderful Colonial Brewery, the riders head north through the Margaret River State Forest, climbing gradually towards the legendary single track of Middle Earth. After a few kilometres of fun, they head back south, finishing again at the Colonial Brewery with plenty of frothy refreshments on hand. Conditions are perfect for stage 3 with no wind and blue skies. This stage is all about the single track of Middle Earth. The tracks named after Lord of the Rings have a legendary status in the region, and every year the course is a little bit different, so the riders have to stay switched on or pay the price. For the tour leaders, stage 3 is about consolidation. The yellow jersey holders only have to stay with their rivals to maintain their lead, so that means riding smart, riding careful, and keeping the pressure on simply by being there. Despite losing a stage yesterday to Peter Mullins and Jared Moroney, the mixed pair of Michael and Holly Harris lead the tour by 5 minutes. They are being pressured on stage 3 by the Shimano Pushies team of M. Viotto and Carl Michelin-Beard. This stage is a huge favourite with the committed local crew who work the event, many of whom have returned year after year. They are always stoked to show it off to the Cape to Cape riders.
I met Jason in 2008
and I've rode 9 Cape to Capes, and I've been working actually in the event course team for the last 2 years, and I've also done port to port with them. This stage is all about the wonderful start at Colonial Brewery, and all these trails right behind me now, all single track out there, a bit of gravel road, and then Middle Earth. Desolation of Smorg, Bilbo Baggins, amazing trails out there. Probably about 19 or 20k in there. Technical, concentrate, have fun, blast out, 10k back, hit the beers, have a mad afternoon.
Yeah, the crew is absolutely awesome, and their passion, our passion, really rubs off onto the riders, and it's what builds the culture. We've got crew that have been with us from the very first year right through to now, and I think they love coming back, and we all feel privileged to be part of the journey with the riders. It's like, it's like a housewarming for them each year when everyone comes and gathers around their local trails, and they get to ride them and see them enjoyed by all these people. Every other time it's sort of them out there on their own or just with their local group.
The trail experience of Bryony Maddox and Anna Beck is now starting to translate into a time advantage on the technical single track through Middle Earth. They lead the road-based specialised duo into the virtual yellow at the halfway points. After averaging 25 kilometres an hour through the tight, twisting trails, the open men's teams enter the final few hundred metres with the closest finish yet. Tactics can be everything in pairs racing, and it's the second member of the team that wins or loses the stage. Reese Tutnott comes into sight first, with teammate Brent Reese nowhere to be seen. Behind him, Russell Nankervis also riding solo, and behind him a group of 6, which includes both of their teammates. It is a frenetic finish to a long stage, but the yellow jersey holders managed to hold off both Double Trouble R&R and Nankervis Cup to cross first. It is the Trek Shimano pairing of Cameron Ivory and Callum Carson who squeeze into second.
Yeah, it makes for really exciting racing. I mean, there's two guys who've got to get to the finish, and ideally in the lead position. So, if you can get in between the two strongest riders on the same team, then they can't neutralise by any problems you have, like through a water crossing or anything. So it's sort of tactical in that sense. And I think we've got a pretty good amount of experience now in the pairs racing, and we're kind of putting that to good use.
We're all at a similar level here. It's really hard to get gaps over each other in the single track. So 10 seconds in single track can be really hard to sort of get back, and we're 45 seconds down on second place, and I think about 1:20 down on the lead. So we're going to have to try and work out a good plan of attack, and just see if it's possible to get that time back. But one stage to go, we'll give it everything.
With stage 3 coming to a close, the category leaders can finally start to feel comfortable in their jersey, knowing that there is only one more stage remaining and they have one hand on the win. The only jersey to change hands is that of the open females, with Fox and Raccoon crossing the line and Specialised Duo nowhere in sight.
Yeah, well, I was stoked to mainly have a clear run today. That makes a big difference, and the course definitely played to our strengths a bit more. I can sort of recover through that whole 20k of single track, sit on Bronny's wheel, and really don't have to pedal, which is great because obviously the road stuff is not quite my strength. So I can really conserve, so I can actually be of use on the road, which worked well.
The young pairing of Ella Blore and Lucy Beschel crossing the line 8 minutes and 34 seconds behind. They've had a good run in the orange jersey, but it ends at the Colonial Brewery for now. It has been a perfect day for racing, one that really showcases the quality of the stages, and for the rest of the field, everything looks different at the end than it did at the start of the stage. If your goal is to reach the finish, then that goal now is very much within sight.
How's it been? It's been a fun day. Unsure about starting this morning, but man, I'm glad I did. So it's been fun.
Once again, the Cape to Cape is living up to its reputation for frenetic, close racing. With the riders assembled at the Colonial Brewery and the cold refreshments flowing freely, the penultimate winners' jerseys are awarded. The Cape to Cape is a race that is really focused on inclusivity and making sure that mountain bike racing is not just perceived as something for the boys. It's a goal that extends beyond just the event itself.
I think the sort of thing with the mountain bike races is giving women confidence that they can come in and do it just like any bloke can do. So we've seen the numbers rise over the years, but I'd certainly love to see them grow even more and see more and more women getting out there and giving it a go.
Yeah, I'm here with Di from Margaret River Mountain Bike Her. She is involved with, I guess it's a group of schoolgirls that they put together and they coach them. It's fantastic. It's such an opportunity and it's something really, really special that they've got here in Margaret River. So we're going to do a big circle all the way around, starting from the front. Who have we got? Pippa. Go. Race position, go. There's a lot of places that don't have this kind of opportunity to bring young girls up and to encourage mountain biking, and I don't think there's many places that have as much trail network as what Margaret River does in its surrounding area, and it's so well looked after and it's so well maintained by all of the locals, I guess. Yeah. The marketing and the sports promotion and, you know, the races that get a lot of paid promotional kind of stuff is more the downhill and the enduro scene, but it doesn't have to be like that. It simply can be a family bike ride on a fire trail that everyone can go and do, right down to, you know, tiny little things that are behind me here, and they're having a ball, and that should be encouraged everywhere, I think, definitely. So it's really important that it's not just a male sport, and that, you know, girls are in an environment where they're encouraged to do it, and yeah.
What the event's done for the region and increasing trails and increasing the profile of mountain biking in Margaret River is pretty awesome. We're pretty proud of that.
Having begun their journey at Cape Leeuwin 3 days ago, the Cape to Cape riders have finally reached the end of the week. 170 kilometres after they set out, the Cape to Cape concludes with the Margaret River Special Stage. The Cape to Cape is not designed to break people, it's designed to be an achievable classic. Reaching the end, though, is still something to be celebrated.
Yeah, it feels good, man. It feels good. Way better than the second day. I finished really, really tired on the second day. No gas on my body at all. But I enjoyed it a lot. I love this event. I've done port to port, rift to rift, and I'm finishing the year in Cape to Cape. So really happy about it.
Plan today, hold my third position in the over 50s. Yeah. So I've had a good run. So just stay safe, and I've got a good buffer over the next ride of 9 minutes. So if I can kind of hold that, then good.
go out as hard as possible and use up everything that's left. Absolutely. Don't hold back. But there's no big flat out stages today, so it's really tight and twisty, technical, so avoid trees.
At the edge of Margaret River, the streets are overflowing with riders heading for the start of the final stage. The lead riders roll out of town under control before the flag drops and the racing heads off into the local forest. Only seconds separate the podium teams in the open men's event, and the heat is on from the start as the lead riders jostle for position entering the single track. In multi-day stage racing, nothing is ever over till the final finish line, as so many things can go wrong. 2 riders means twice as many potential problems, and so there is always something to race for. For Giant, Shimano, the yellow jersey has been theirs right from the go. They've set their mind on securing the Triple Crown of victories, and for them especially, this is the year that would make the achievement one to remember. There are many riders who have completed the Cape to Cape having fought off cancer, but few so young, and none who have won it the way Brendan Johnson has.
For me, it was I was pretty young, I was only 17, so it kind of, it sort of shaped my life a bit more. I thought I was destined to just, ride my bike full time and go pro or whatever, but for me it was a very grounding thing to happen, and I had to take a step back, and I ended up, just easing back into the racing and doing an apprenticeship and starting a business and stuff, and that's kind of where my life's gone. And through that time I've trained hard on the bike, and got my cycling career fully back on track in the last sort of 5 to sort of 7 years, and really made inroads into that, and now on a really, really good setup with Giant here in Australia, and it's just going awesomely for me. It's just the right level of sort of intensity. The training's still a lot, but the support's really good, so it's kind of it's easy for me to justify those hours with the support I get.
For sure, I mean, so many people have suffered from cancer. My dad passed away from cancer as well, like 5 years ago. So for someone like him to get through it and to actually go into so much success, and both with his bike riding and obviously with his job and all that sort of stuff, it's really impressive. So it's great to ride with someone like that.
Being right on the edge of Margaret River, there is plenty of support on course for the riders on this final stage. It is a relatively short and sweet 41-kilometre conclusion to the week. Margaret River has a superbly well-developed network of single track right on the edge of town, and the final stage snakes its way through the forest for kilometre after kilometre. In recent years, the community has really embraced the sport, and the locals themselves have created a network of trails that has ushered in something of a new era for the town.
Yeah, Margs has gone through a pretty solid evolution over the last 20 years. Originally it was, this is a place where all the hippies hung out. Then we had the explosion in the wine. Following the wine, it became the gourmet area, renowned for its good food, good chefs. Of course, the surfing and the surf was where it really started. But now, since then, it has evolved with the mountain biking coming into it as well, and becoming just another facet to add to it, So it just gives people another reason to come down here.
Some of the first trails were built in pine plantation, but this will be the last time they get to be ridden as part of the Cape to Cape, as the forest is soon to be logged. The loss, however, has spurred a new phase of trail building with plans already in place and approved.
So we're envisioning a community build where we'll get professional trail builders to lead it, but a lot of volunteers in to do, a lot of the stuff. And it gives the community a really strong sense of ownership when they're the guys that are out there building it. It's sensational for the kids as well, so once you get the machines out of the way, we're happy for the kids to come out here with a rake and everything else, as long as they got all their safety gear on. But it really trains them up, and yeah, that rebuild we did over there, we're so happy with the results, and the way these volunteers are picking up these skills.
Following the lead of the ABSA Cape Epic, the introduction of pairs racing to Australia has been a huge hit with the riders and has transformed the Epic Series events into something different. With just a couple of kilometres to go, the 2019 Cape to Cape men's title looks set to go to the giant Shimano pairing of Brendan Johnson and John Odoms. With victories in both the Reef to Reef and Port to Port earlier this year, they crossed the finish in Margaret River to take the Cape to Cape and secure the very first Triple Crown title. The stage victory goes to Trek Shimano, their first of the week.
Victory. So we've seen our first two teams. The time clock is ticking, ladies and gentlemen, and it's ticking hard.
Unknown to anyone, Brendan Johnson started the day sick and has ridden himself into the ground to hold on to the leader's jersey. The effort has taken a significant toll and is testament to just how much this win and the title means to him in this anniversary year.
Take your bike up, we'll check your sugars.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, I probably haven't thought about it too much. I don't like to think about things before they happen, but it's certainly a massive thing. I think the only person to actually do it by themselves is Strecky, so to do it with him, and obviously on the 10-year anniversary sort of thing of him getting through his cancer as well, it's pretty important. I mean, I think I'm pretty stoked as well. I mean, I think that being the fastest dad is pretty important to me, and proving that anyone can do the training and race hard and get the win.
After contesting for stage victories all week, a crash for Brent Rees cost the Double Trouble R&R team precious time on stage 4. They cross in third, pushing hard to try and hold on to their second place overall. It is close, very close, but nobody realises just how close until the official times are confirmed. They take second place by just 0.02 of a second.
We got it just, didn't we?
Did we get it?
Well, I haven't looked at them. They're like 2 seconds or something.
No, it's not 2 seconds. What is it?
Holy, 0.02. Yeah, solid.
Lucky I come off your wheel.
Yeah, that was good. That's solid.
Half a second. 4 days. Guys, talk me through what half a second can mean after 200 odd kilometres.
Not much, really. It's yeah, Brent was just saying, Brent came sort of half a bike length up on me as we went across the line, so his transponder, was half a bike length up rather than him just being on the wheel, and sometimes that can be half a second depending on where you are in the timing match. So yeah, that's almost unbelievable, really.
That's phenomenal. That can be one bottle drink or a bottle change or just anything for 4 days of racing to come that close. It goes to show what an awesome race this is, and that anything can really happen coming into the final stage. It's not over until it's over.
The Giant Shimano team are not the only duo to dominate the Epic Series this year. Holly and Michael Harris have also come to the Cape to Cape with the aim of securing the trifecta in the mixed pairs. The brother and sister have created a formidable pairing in 2019, and even though they've been pushed hard by the likes of Shimano Pushies Cannondale, the SRAM MTOS team crossed for the win 10 minutes clear of their closest rivals.
This is what I've been waiting for. I'm going to go into Margaret River this afternoon and buy myself a belt because I got my belt buckle. Pretty excited.
For Bryony Maddox and Anna Beck, it has been a hard week. They've had to recover from bad luck several times, and today they started the final stage in orange for the first time, knowing that the technical single track would suit their riding style. They've managed to keep the specialised duo on the back foot throughout the stage, and they hold on to cross the line and win the Open Women's title by almost 10 minutes.
I don't know if we've run over a black cat accidentally this week or something like that, but yeah, we haven't had the greatest luck, but I think we just never really gave up on it. I think there was times when we thought we might, but we didn't give up on it and just kept going, and it
We
worked
didn't
out.
cry on the trail at all.
We didn't cry on the trail.
After the trail, yeah, maybe, but not on the trail.
That's right.
Yeah, this is one of my favourite weeks of the year. It's awesome to come over here to the other side of Oz. We're all good mates off the bike and fierce competitors on the bike, so you know it's still a race. We still want to be the first team over the line and have those bragging rights for the next year.
What an event! We finished it. How good is this?
This is going straight to the pool room.
First, Cape to Cape. Done and dusted. Thanks, mate. Good on you. What a ride.
Thank you so much.
What a journey. Awesome.
This is leg one of the Triple Crown. So the next 2 years will be Port to Port and Reef to Reef.
For every rider on the Cape to Cape, the experience is the same. The stages are amazing, the scenery is incredible, the camaraderie outstanding, and the location unbeatable. This truly is Australia's most prestigious multi-stage mountain bike race.